that I just can knock off. So that's not the case. I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, I'm here. Who wants to fight with me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
My goal is to demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all of the belts, all of the titles.
Welcome to Body Work. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Just another manic Monday. And I know you all are like, man, what is that thumbnail all about? Frank Martin really gained 35,000 fans. And I promise you, I'm not going to gaslight you at all. You know, this is that fact-based content. This is that fruits and veggies, not that Reggie. Listen, man, I got to get back into the curriculum because I know that, man, we fall off, man. You know, repetition is the key to learning, or some people say the mother of learning. That's why you got basketball players shooting 1,000 jumpers a day, 1,000 free throws a day. You got punchers throwing 1,000 punches or more. Shadow boxing. When people gaslight you, they are truly gaslighting the parts of themselves that you are calling forward. I know this doesn't justify the way they treat you. Just remember, it has nothing to do with you. They are battling with their own demons. Keep shining. You can never be anything but inferior to them. This is, of course, the mentality of the narcissistic terrorist who must align and tear other people's integrity down and ultimately harm or destroy them with what only amounts to chaotic attack to protect their distorted and damaged existence. Narcissists thrive on manipulating our emotions to their advantage. We must learn this and never take anything they say seriously. They are purposely creating chaos to provoke us to get a reaction that creates drama and negative emotions, making people feel small, insignificant, diminished, and on the edge makes them feel superior and in control of us. And what is manipulation? When you confront a person with what they did wrong and they don't want to take responsibility for their own actions, they will manipulate you by putting the focus back on you. Nah, I ain't crazy, you crazy. They will bring up something you did or need to do using your imperfection as a way to avoid taking responsibility for their own actions. They actually like knowing your difficulties or imperfections. This gives them ammunition, and they have something to hold over your head to use against you. Put the focus back on them where it belongs. And again, this is why I gotta come out nowadays, and I gotta come out and put these stakes in the ground. And I'm gonna make some real good sense of all this. But I want to ask y'all something, man. Before I get into what the subject matter is for the night, I just want to talk to y'all for a second. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I'm trying to find that balance between putting out good quality videos and also communicating with my people. And I noticed that when I don't go live, I be having people on my Instagram saying, you know, talking to me and chit-chatting and wanting to talk it. So I don't want to leave y'all left hanging. You know what I'm saying? We the 300s. We the kidneys. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Sparta, but then again, this is Sparta. I know, man. It's anemic out there, man. Boxing conversations are, man, tragic right now. But I want to talk to y'all real quick before I get into the subject matter and how Frank Martin came about getting 35,000 fans. Like, I'm talking about this man accumulated 35,000 legitimate pound for pound fans from Saturday to Monday. That's the subject matter. We're going to talk about how that happened, what's going on, and really dig into that. But let me talk to y'all for a second, man, because I wouldn't be right if I didn't give my man his shine. I wouldn't be right, man. I wouldn't be right if I didn't tell this man, if I didn't big up this man, and I didn't take the time out to acknowledge this man. But listen, I'm a working man, right? If you'd have told me, because I'm thinking, man, about 95% of the people that listen to me are the working class. I know, I look at the numbers, I know the demographics. I would say, yeah, you might be, you know what I'm saying, you might be getting ready, you might be in position of power, you might be able to dictate or whatever, but you have to get up and go to work in the morning. And these really are the guys, I'm talking to the hardcores, really the hardcores who have a job, who have to earn by the fruits of thine own labor. But if I would have told you that you gonna get up, you gonna go to work, you signed up, you gonna get up and go to work, and on today you was gonna get knocked out on the Monday, you'd be like, oh shit, hell, like what the hell? Nah, not my job. I'm not signing up. I'm not agreeing to anything that's gonna allow me to go into my job. Yeah, I might be subject to falling off a roof or falling off a ladder or getting hit with 480 volts or spraying myself in the eye with some chemicals or busting my shins up with some nitrogen or falling and busting my ass on one of these white roofs because I didn't wear the right shoes or, you know, all these things. But like getting knocked out wasn't one of them. If you can relate, raise your hand. All right, then. Louis Neary signed up to go over to Japan, knowing that when he got up and he put on his suit and tie, when he put on his garb to go to work, he signed up knowing that when he got in that ring, it was a possibility he might get his ass knocked out. And guess what? He went anyway. Yeah, he went anyway. He did something that nobody has ever done before. He knocked down Naoya Inoue. He was the first one to really capitalize. I mean, Nonita Donaire, he cracked an orbital. Louis Neary actually caught Inoue with a left hook, and it was one of them left hooks to where his chin was already like 2 inches away from his left shoulder. So when he caught him, he was turning his head and he made his neck twist to where it was nowhere his head can go. And that's one of them quick signals. It's like one of the quickest signals because when your chin go to your shoulder in like 1,100th of a millisecond, it's a signal that shoots up to your brain and goes down to your legs and say, get the fuck down, we got hit. Louis Neary did that. And I wish I had the sound effects and all that, but right now would be the time when I would give this man a round of applause. And it's not like I didn't call it in my prediction because I said, yeah, he probably saw that when Tapales, because Tapales was coming with that wild overhand left. So I want to salute Louis Neary. I gave him 3 to 4 rounds. He lasted 6, man. He's superseded my expectation, and he did something no other man was able to do. So I want to salute him. He went out on his shield. There was no quit. There was no cave in. You know, he didn't run. He didn't hide. He still stood there like a true La Raza. That's La Raza. He stood there and he engaged and he continued to fight. He didn't cower. He didn't quit. He didn't cave in. He's 2-1 over there in Japan. So I want to salute Lyrics Neri for being a formidable opponent. He didn't make any excuses. But I find it real funny, man, that people, man, that's why I say we in a dangerous day and time, man, where people are actually always waffling. And I think I went over that. I went over this the other day when I was saying boxing and waffles, bodywork boxing and waffles, how these people play these both sides of the fence. But I heard a whole lot of allegations. I heard a whole lot of hatred directed over there to that man Naoya anyway, man. I'm like, man, how low can you go? And I'm like, man, old fools, man. You can't really teach an old dog new tricks, especially when new tricks is just really keeping it all the way 100, keeping it all the way a bunk, straight down the middle. And the only reason why I'm speaking to this is because I seen another one. You don't know it yet, young man. You don't know it, young man, but another one has bitten the dust. And I seen one of the guys. And this is what happened. This happened to me, man. This is why I be like, dang, man, you know what I'm saying? Eventually they'll come around, they'll hear something. It might not rock with me, but they'll hear something over here that's really going to resonate with them because I understand where you're at. Yeah, I understand where you at. I saw exactly what be happening to people. Remember when I told y'all it's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when? Yeah, it's not like that over here. Cause I'm like, look, man, you got a problem with me. You can come straight. You know how to communicate with me. You can get a hold of me. It's not very hard. I give my government name. Y'all know what I do for a living. Y'all know my philosophy, and I know that when these things shut down and I close down these computers, it's a real world right outside. Oh yeah, I'm in Baltimore. I'm constantly reminded of that. So you don't have to worry about me getting online and getting into character. But one thing I do know is that when you get online and you start trying to play this, because YouTube is a lot like corporate. Oh yeah, and corporate is very vicious. Oh yeah, corporate is actually more savage than the streets. Yeah, that's gonna go over a whole lot of people. Corporate is actually more savage than the streets. And the reason why I actually talk boxing is because the real podcast, the real things I want to talk about, I can't. So I try to limit it to boxing. That's why I kind of get offended when they start getting too much outside of boxing and it starts getting off into other things and this and that, because I come over here to get away from all of that bullshit. That's what I do. 'Cause I got a real job with real danger, with real safety hazards. Things I gotta consider, like 1, where am I working at? 2, who do I have with me? What are my circumstances? Like, what kind of job I'm doing every day? And then in my pastime, I happen to watch and listen and produce content on boxing. So originally that was my lane. Originally I was the guy that was in a couple different places. I was in a couple different places sending in my super chats. Oh yeah, man, you cooking today. Oh yeah. And then finally there started being a couple times and I was like, I don't know if I agree with that. I'm not sure. Cause just last week you were saying this and now you're saying that, and I don't know. And I can't change, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really, like I said, man, you could teach an old dog new tricks, depending on what that new trick is. See, me, I'm willing when it's the truth, when it's sound reason and logic, when it's sophisticated, when it got some kind of morals in it, some kind of integrity, something that I could, you know what I'm saying? Something that'll make me feel good. Remember what Holly Berry said on Monsters Ball? Do something to make me feel good. And that's the truth. Because no matter how ugly it is what it is. That's why you can always appreciate it. And I saw this happen to a young brother today. He didn't even know. He didn't know he got sent to the upper room. No, because nobody blasted him. Nobody put him on that, what is it, like 36K? I think they could put you on 36K. You could call in and donate every day, and then somebody can just, BOW! Hit your ass with that 36K. And that's like really your time to shine. Stop me when I'm lying. That's a lot of y'all. That's y'all time to shine. Y'all get to get y'all 5 minutes because a lot of y'all come online looking for some kind of father figure, some kind of uncle figure, somebody that you can look up to and lean a soldier because somewhere along the lines, you never figured it out. And you might not be that old, but you're looking for something when you get online. And a lot of people fall victim to needing a father, needing an uncle. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Just like I seen it today. I seen somebody try to correct somebody in a nice political way. There was no slang. There was nothing derogatory. There was nothing, he wasn't being facetious. All these big words that we always use to avoid being egregious. And at the end of the day, he got done like Devin and Regis. He got knocked down because I know why. Because it's happened to me on multiple channels, man. It happened. You know what I'm saying? That's when I got over it. So if you think about the time and the age and everything I put into this channel where I say, look, man, I got to stand on my own too, man. This is going to be me, man. Sometimes I was out this motherfucker talking to my goddamn self. You know what I mean? Nights, how many videos I did talking to my goddamn self. Liking my own shit. Being the only one to like on my own. Like, it was me and me. Just liking and commenting and getting the views up. Like, for a little while, it was just me and me. And whoever I was rocking with. The handfuls. You know how many times I went through that? Just doing it by myself. Because I realized, man, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And what happened today was a man tried to tell another man, hey, man, hold on, man. You are actually being a hypocrite. Like, you are literally online, like right now in real time, being a real live hypocrite. Any other time, this man, he get the stage. Any other time, he get to cook. He get the flambe. He get the simmer saute. But not today. Why? Because he hit a vein. Yeah. And because his name wasn't Michael, he got played like light-skinned Jermaine. And I'm just sitting back, I'm watching. I said, hold on, man, I done seen it. Because I know if I see it, because I'm used to doing it. I'm scrolling up, I'm looking, eyes popping. I seen the comment. I seen it in several different ways, several different textures, several different nuances. The man was basically saying, hold on, man, you talking all this due process and all this bullshit. And in the same vein, you come out and accuse somebody that you got on your pound for pound list as being a cheater. What they do that at? But I was like, yeah, that's the same thing that happened. First, they start ignoring you. They won't read you. They won't read your comments. That's why it's like, look, let me get mine off, and then I got time dedicated just for you. You can even have a link, but ironically, people never really click the link. Why? Because they sit and they wait and they listen. They have to endure what I got to say and hear the whole lesson before I actually come out and show face. Then we won't be able to have a case for us being able to be misunderstood. Then they know that if I interact with them and I read their comments, I'm going to address them. Even if we differ in opinion. But that's how it happened. You start dropping off in the background. You start being second and third fiddle. You like, hold on, man. Any other time, you be calling me up. If I was co-signing, you be, but you ain't jacking that. Why? Because you know you wrong. And that's what I said, man. There's a lot of people online that got God complexes, man. There's a lot of people online, like when you really actually sit and you listen to people and how they talk and what they do, it's a whole lot of people just like these rappers who come out there and say, hey, I'll be your chick and I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll rob and it's just like that on YouTube. People have certain privileges they have and they like to gloat and berate and belittle and, oh man, this is where I'm at. And this is like, whoa, okay, cool. Why are you on YouTube telling everybody this is where you at and this is why? Like, why? Like, normally you be advertising like, you know what I'm saying? You want to be relieved of something. Like you got extra abundance. Like you need somebody to come and skim a little something off the top. I don't really know what the messages is because I think a certain kind of way. So I don't really be understanding it, but I be thinking that, okay, we all in our safe, peaceful places. We all online. We should just keep it all about boxing. But people can't really even keep it all about boxing. And I realized that it's not just when it comes to boxing. Like, this is a problem. This is a cultural problem amongst us. Why? Because it's happening in this battle rap stuff. It's like, even when I listen to some of the arguments on both sides and this and that, like taking my eyes, like sitting back, looking at it, listening, hearing some of the tracks, doing this and that. Even when I take and I look at it, the very nuances in that bullshit over there are the same nuances in this bullshit over there. It's the same nuances in that basketball bullshit over there. Why? Recency bias. You got people who, once they have a certain amount of people listening to them, like those itching ears, they feel like they always have to be right. They can never be wrong. They can never be told anything. I was hearing a day where shit, people was knocking all you on anyway for getting knocked down. I'm like, getting knocked down? But when you get up and you finish like a savage, like what was that? Like, that's what you want. That in a way, a Neri fight was a movie. But we'll have people trying to discount, and that's the new narrative. Why? Because people ain't about no substance. They have nothing to go by. And really, I'm gonna give y'all a secret, right? The more masculine you are, the less you need to be able to receive. Like, if you think about our very nature and how we are, like as if you have masculine energy, you to penetrate. Like what you say, you supposed to put out, you supposed to exude. When you start absorbing and being penetrated and find yourself receiving more, yeah, that's your wires might be crossed. Yeah. It's gonna go over a lot of people's heads, but you gotta decide which side of the fence you on. And what I'm really seeing is that people are so used to actually receiving. This has now become the thing where they don't have shit to go by. Every day it's just a hustle. I got this benchmark, I got this quota. I remember when I used to sell insurance, like if they give me a 5-pack, 5 appointments, and 3 of them are dud, I don't care. I'm knocking on doors. I'm selling insurance policies to grandma. I'm getting a baby policy. I'm trying to bump you up and see if you got a cancer, if you got a life accident and health. I'm going to sell some insurance. When I was doing that, I'm going to do it. That's how it is out here for a lot of these people out here on YouTube. Like the same way I get up and I have a job and I don't have to risk being knocked out, they have a job and they have to go and they have to do things online and they might have to do something strange for a little piece of change, even if it entails going behind the alley with light-skinned Jermaine. I'll try to refrain, but y'all know what I'm saying. It ain't hard to tell. And so you can't get caught up in the gaslighting. You have to actually be able to read the tea leaves. You have to be able to read the writing on the wall. When you start getting ignored, and you start getting put in the back, and you start feeling like, damn, well, hold on, man, I gotta be able to say something, but then it's like, hold on, I can't say nothing. It's like, no, man, when you agree, it's okay to say something, but when you disagree, it's not. I don't operate like that. You can disagree with me all day. We gonna hash it out, we gonna talk it out, but if you're not gonna listen to me, why should I listen to you? Why should I bite my tongue and show mercy and show reserve and show respect and courtesy and give you all the benefits and don't talk over? Why should I do all of that for you if you ain't gonna do the same, extend the same courtesy for me? Why? If we had something else better to do, we wouldn't be online talking boxing. We just like talking boxing. So when we allocate that time for ourselves online, we want it to be valued. I told y'all it's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. And fools keep getting out here, going around, listening to all these people, donating all this money, like being a yes man to all these people, a co-signer, a cheerleader, a big upper, a back rubber, all for nothing. Because they look at you like a dollar sign. You are a quota. There is no nutritional value. Over here, this is that fruits and them veggies, not that Reggie. But they're not giving you that. You're getting them dry ass hot dogs, them refried beans. Like, people contradict themselves. Oh, I would never use nobody's video to actually do no, because I'm not like that. And then use somebody's video to show like, man, stop. Like, there are no morals. That's why I don't know why people get so offended with what I say when I say what I say online. I'm just doing my thing. I just back it up. I back it up with old videos. I back it up in real time. I back it up by not always being first. Not always being constant. Why? If you are updating information 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day, you don't have the time to process that shit. That's the McDonald's mix. And you damn right. You go to a good McDonald's, man. You catch their ass at the right time when them fries is hot. And they just fried that fish just right. It ain't been sitting in that nasty ass bin for more than 25 minutes. They fry that fish. You get a fresh one right out there. They put that cheese on there, squirt it with that tartar sauce, put it on that bun. You get them hot, fresh fries. You might get a little nuggets or whatever. The nuggets is fresh. They give you that sweet and sour sauce, and then you got a nice sweet tea. Yeah, every now and again when you go right through, you gonna be like, damn, man, McDonald's still got it. But not more than likely, that's not what's gonna happen. The burger gonna be piping hot, but they got too much tartar sauce on it. The fries gonna be cold, or they're gonna taste just right, and they're gonna be too hot. They give you the wrong drink. They give you an unsweet tea. Something's gonna be wrong, especially when you there and you built to be able to be there all day, every day. It ain't no gourmet. And let's not talk about the waffling, which is gonna segue me into my topic. Let me drop it. Haney fans. These goddamn Haney fans are now jockeying for one of these guys. You notice what name ain't up there, because from the Tank versus Frank press conference, do y'all notice that a whole lot of the Haney fans, you starting to hear a whole lot of Shakur. Oh no, man, Shakur. Shakur. It's like, when the last time you seen the video of them doing something on Shakur? Oh, okay, cool. Loma. Oh no, man, because Tank, man, Devin Fort Loma, he ain't even, because I would want, like, when the last time you seen them do a video on Loma? Okay, all right. So you ain't seen them do no videos on Shakur, other than what everybody else doing. You know that 7-Eleven shit? You know how when people be saying, man, it's like everything boxing, but it'd be like everything but boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like when they be talking about, it's supposed to be boxing topics, but it really be everything but boxing. Yeah. Like you might hear a video there when somebody trying to ride on some nuts or something like that. You might get that. You might get a Shakur video there, but really you know why that is. Like, that's already guaranteed. If you go somewhere and they saying that they talk everything boxing, but when you go listen, it's everything but boxing, you can get, you know what that's rooted in. You really know what that really is, right? Because for the longest time, what's so funny to me is before I wanted to do the thumbnail a little bit different, but for the longest time, there were people that had, like, if you can just imagine two fences, it's two fences, and then somebody with, you know, they straddling both of them. So on the left side, you got Devin Haney. On the right side of the first fence, you got Tank Davis, right? And then on the next fence, you got one person with their left leg, with their right leg over there on the Tank Davis side, and then their left leg over on the Shakur side. So it was two fences, Tank in the middle, with people jockeying with having 1 foot on Tank's side and 1 foot on Devin. Some people had 1 foot on Tank's side and 1 foot on Devin. And on the other side of Tank, they had 1 foot on Tank's side and other foot on Devin. Either way, Tank Davis was the common denominator. And that's what they won't tell you. That's what they won't tell you. But somehow, these fans, now this is just like really, and to be fair, I only did this, I only showed this because these are not all of the horses. These are not all of the horses. So some people ran for T.O., some people ran for Loma, some people pulling for Shakur, but goddamn Frank then gained about 35,000 goddamn fans in a span of about 48 hours. Y'all notice that? But when you go back and you look at these people, all these, oh man, Frank, you know, when you go back and look and see how many people did, not the people that's gonna go back and change their thumbnails. Got the ones who gonna go back and say, you know what, I mentioned Frank's name in this video, let me change the thumbnail and include him. Not those. I'm talking about Frank Martin specific videos where they just talked about Frank and they was on his nuts back then. But now all these people know about Frank. I even heard one dude, man, like really the biggest Devin Haney knee pad wearing guy. I even heard him say that before he had Tank beating everybody, not named Spence, not named Bud, not named Boots or Devin under 147. That's what he said. Right before Devin Haney lost in the Barclay calibration with Ryan. Right before that ass whooping, he said that he had Frank Martin beating Tank. But guess what? He said that Frank Martin didn't deserve it because he hasn't fought anybody. So I'm like, God damn, you be confusing me. Now, in one breath, you say, I'm a Tank fan. But Frank has not fought anybody that would garner him the ability to be able to get Tank. But he has Frank beating Tank. I said, God damn, boy, you are like Goldie on that movie when he said, man, you got to come through to the auditorium, man. I got this thing when I just talked to my lady. That's why I really stopped paying attention to these motherfuckers. Because, man, they will, man, you'll get spin around like a top. Tapped on that ass and sent on your way. It's not a matter of if. It's only a matter of when. So I want y'all to understand now that all of these people that are actually talking about Frank is by default. Why? They done said too much bad shit about Shakur to try to hop on that, but they'll do it. It's just like there's people that's still doing it every day, all day. It's like a toggle switch. I'm like, man, like, you got a toggle switch? Listen, I'm about to have to start figuring out what is the cost to be able to get a toggle switch in the back of your throat. Because I'm going to start installing them motherfuckers. Yeah. I'm going to start being the one. I'm not getting one, but I will install a toggle switch in the back of your throat. They coming with them. You might as well have one too. Because now there is no accountability online. None. Nunca. Nil. And I'll give you an example. I think I spoke about this before. Listen, when Michelle Rivera popped hot, I don't care. People try to discriminate and, oh man, it was this substance and it was that substance and it was We don't know what none of that stuff really do unless you've been using it or got something. You know, some of these people that be getting all in the gym and doing all that stuff, they be trying to be looking all freakishly strong and be dying by the time they about 52, 53 years old from massive heart attacks from taking that shit. They might know. These guys with the big arms that like to flex their big arms and all that, they might know. The big gun crew, they might know. I don't know. I just know that when Michelle Rivera popped hot, I know that one of the biggest channels on YouTube, there was no negative press on this guy. No negative press on this guy. And I was like, why? Is it because he's Dominican? Like, is it because he's Dominican? Oh, it was a no mercy. I remember one of the biggest platforms on YouTube giving this guy a microphone in which he was able to call Gervonta Tank Davis the B word. And I was like, hold on, man. Y'all not even giving him the same scrutiny that y'all gave Conor Ben because they slayed Conor Ben. But I realized you all know it's all about monetization and what you can capitalize on. I remember they gave Michelle Rivera, they did a personal, Danny did the interview with Michelle Rivera, and he let him shit and say all kind of shit about Gervonta Tank Davis, and this man had just popped hot. He got knocked down by Frank Martin and just popped hot. They gave him a platform to speak. And I got the thing, I say, you know what, it is what it is, man. I guess that's a form of tribalism. I already told y'all what it was. That channel is not for anybody that's really outside of being, you know what I'm saying, what they are. A lot of people don't really want to realize that. They don't really want to see it, but hey, just them fruits and veggies, just not that Reggie. They are not for us. They'll let darkies get up there and speak their piece and say whatever, but a darkie ain't nothing but somebody that can come through, pull off, or fill in for somebody so they can get their little 15 minutes of fame. That's all the darkie can do for them. That is not in their vested interest. Ain't no darkies making no money over there. I'm sorry. But they gave Michelle Rivera a platform to be able to talk after he popped hot. I'm like, hold on. Why would y'all give him a platform? Where was all of the venom that y'all have for everybody else when they pop had at Michelle Rivera? No, but because he went at Tank Davis and that was popular, and since saying Tank Davis' name keeps the lights on, they enacted him that possibility to be able to talk like that. A lot of people won't realize that. Don't trust me. Just like I'll come back and I'll show you a video. I would go back and show you their video. But y'all gotta do your homework. I got a job. They get paid for this shit. They get to toss y'all around, spin y'all around like tops, slap you on your ass and send you down these dark alleys so you can get hit in your fucking head. Not me. I'll give y'all those fruits and veggies. Not that Reggie. But nevertheless, let's look at how Frank Martin handled it when he went up against Michelle Rivera. When he went up against Michelle Rivera, he never made a big stink about him popping hot and popping dirty. There was no big outrage for Frank Martin when Michelle Rivera popped hot. Nobody said, God damn, he could have killed Frank. He could have hit Frank upside his goddamn head. Nobody said, well, damn, Frank might be a motherfucking soldier because he did sit him down on his back pockets. He didn't get no praise for that. So while at the same time, while you got a whole lot of fans shifting over there, like why you got these 35,000, because that's about what Devin Haney averaged on his pay-per-views. You got the 35,000 fans that were Devin Haney shifting on over to Frank Martin. But there was no outrage for Frank Martin when Michelle Rivera popped hot. Find me the video. Find me the video when they had Rachel and Onito and all them. When Frank Martin fought Michelle Rivera and knocked him on his back pockets and got it cleaned up. Show me where they had the next boxer and all these anti-doping and VADA rules and WADA rules and all this, USADA, all this. Show me when that happened. You can't, because it didn't happen. That's my point. Like, Frank Martin didn't get no glory for that. A lot of us were like, well, damn. Shit, he popped out. What was he taking? Like, some of us was curious, like, well, damn, what was Michelle Rivera taking? And then we seen what he did when he went out there and did what he did at Lipinets. We like, well, okay, well, shit, what was he taking? Because obviously, unless Lipinets, I don't know. I think I don't know what kind of condition Lipinets was. I heard he coming back, but Lipinets, the samurai, man, Lipinets, man, in tip-top shape, man, Lipinets would be a tough out for anybody at 40. He had no goddamn business going up there to see Boots at 47. No business whatsoever. However, you cannot find me a video where they got a professional boxer, no drug specialist, no nutrition specialist, nobody that's gonna test and give like a 5-hour lecture on all this bullshit when Michelle Rivera popped hot, and then this dude went on to get another fight. Y'all realize after that, Michelle Rivera already got it in the books where he put, man, he was putting pause on Lipinets after that. He'd already had another fight. Where was all the outrage then? It wasn't no outrage. So now people are jumping over on the Frank because they hate Tank. They jumping on the T.O. because they hate Tank. They trying to push Loma and make Loma acceptable because they man's Devin Haney was getting his head popped back like a pear dispenser against Devin, and now they want to see. Come on, man. Tank against Loma. You already know what's gonna happen with that. But the real fight is Tank and Shakur. That's what everybody really want to see. But I've never really seen so many people play the fence and jockey the fence and straddle the fence on this whole Shakur thing as much as I have here before. Now I ain't gonna lie, Shakur, man, I'm a Shakur fan all the way up until the point to where he gotta fight Tank. But I gotta admit, there are some things that, all these boxers say and do some things that I don't like. But when Shakur Stevenson came out and said that him and Tank is gonna look like Canelo and Floyd, I was like, man, like, I see why Tank be mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's clever, but I'm just one of them ones to where that's why I say, man, I have to remind you, I know and have full control of every word that comes out of my mouth when I'm on this YouTube. When I get in front of a camera and I know it's a record button, I'm in full control of every word that comes out of my mouth. So I know the consequences of things that I say when I'm on YouTube. I keep that in mind. Some people don't have that. They can get online and say whatever they want. No conscience, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. They can lie to you. They can contradict themselves. And you even see it, like when you're down with somebody, you can go and you can look at a channel and somebody might be cooking, but because they not bringing no solution and they not bringing no nutrition, they'll act like they ain't even listening. Like they don't even see you. They can't even hear you. All right then, next. Why? Because you making too much goddamn sense. You making too much goddamn sense, and it's going to be contrary to what the agenda is. So, don't be gaslit out here, y'all. We got to understand what's going on right now, because there's a lot of people, man, that will use their voices to spread some things that shouldn't be spread about some people who are actually doing the right thing in the grand scheme of things. Everybody had their little hiccups, they had their little blunders, they run into a little trouble. Especially when they're young. You can look at a lot of these young boxers when they were young, they all had some kind of either missing weight. I'm sorry to say, a lot of them either missing weight or got into the penal system. That's pretty much like getting into the penal system and missing weight. They all probably gonna, at some point in time, not all of them, but the likelihood, depending on where they come from and what they had going on, whatever, like the likelihood they will experience those things. So they're gonna have their little blunder. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, I look at some of them Some people are just blind, and it's the blind leading the blind. Like if you worrying about how like your bills getting paid and you gotta talk this boxing like to make a living to pay bills, like you won't say any goddamn thing. I'm not at that stage yet, and I really don't feel like I would ever fully be confident that I would be able to stand on any firm ground when it comes to this boxing stuff. Why? Because people waffle. They flip-flop at their convenience. These horses, Frank is the front runner right now. Ironically said, Tank came on and said he was the front runner. That's Frank. A lot of people are on Tio. They want to see Tio and Tank. I actually want to see Tio and Tank. Actually, out of all the fights available, I actually think that's the best fight that'll be able to be made, man. Like really, a lot of people be saying this whole Shakur and Tank, and I know that's the Cold War, and I was saying, yeah, that's skill for skill, and that's blah. I actually think the best fight for fight fans is actually Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Tank Davis. I'll take a daggone Tank and Shakur any day, all day. Sign me up. Take my money. I think the Frank fight is an excellent fight. I think Frank, the only thing I said, I wanted Frank to fight Shakur before, which I think would have played even better for him if he would have fought Shakur before he fought Tank. That would have really been what was up. He didn't do that. He waited. So he had Artem, and he got that performance that he had with Artem going into this Tank fight, which is cool. But I think the best fight for the fans would be Tio and Tank. That's what I think. Just me, like all things considered, I think that they both got power. Like Tio, he rises to the level of competition. I know he's not fundamentally sound, but as for excitement for as long as it lasts, I think that'll be the best rumble. But I'm one of them guys where I have to process. If you're a subscriber, if you know me, I got to process and analyze. Me personally, I've never looked past Frank Martin. My eyes been glued on Frank Martin. I just could not pull the trigger and commit to actually doing the content and saying, okay, cool, let me look at Frank and let me analyze it. Why? Because I'm one of the ones that I do not fool myself as into thinking that I have any kind of priority or I know what's really going on. A lot of people out here online act like that they really know what's going on. Like some of the closest people to the man don't even know what the fuck going on, yet everybody online be knowing. I don't understand it. Nobody knows. Until the press conference came out, we just got the press conference, but how many people were saying and doing it and saying it was this date, it was that date, they thinking this, they did that. If you listen to the people that come out giving you them dry ass McNuggets every goddamn day, you would have known what to think. I like the Frank Martin fight. He is a dog. He actually sat Michelle Rivera down in his back pockets when Michelle Rivera tested positive for whatever. You can go back and look up the drug. I did a video on it. I spoke about it back when it was done. Done a couple videos on Frank Martin. All I said was shit. Hey, if I'm looking like a hater for speaking the truth on Frank, and then he gonna go around there to these people that only like him because he's the op of a Tank Davis, go on right ahead and do it. And that's where we at right now. Frank is the front runner. A lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon for Frank. They don't believe in Frank. They don't even give you a boxing breakdown. This is southpaw against southpaw. They can't tell you how he gonna do it, what he gonna do it. All they can say is, I like Frank. Oh man, he got some speed, or he got some power. Oh man, the lights are so big. Nobody has broken down anything on Frank Martin. His fighting style, what he can do good, what he can't do good, what you gotta look out for, how him. You ain't gonna hear it. You are not gonna. I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if you actually hear somebody, and people will try to do that bullshit where they'll go and listen to somebody. They'll go listen to a boxing gyms and be all on his nuts and give him a shout out and then say everything he said in his video. But because they shout him out, then they can ride with it. It ain't no integrity to this shit. But y'all really need to wake up and see what's going on. And this is really what's going on. Tank is the guy. Tank is that guy. I already told y'all before. I don't know. I mean, every now and then but I said I can't. Every day I just can't do it like that. I can't make it all about, because it's I told y'all Cirque du Soleil. I said if y'all thought that shit that was going on, if y'all thought about that April Fool's, I said if we didn't be prepared for Cirque du Soleil. Y'all remember when I said that? I've been telling y'all that this is what it is. I told y'all this is what it is. Like Sabrina Matias, Tank Davis, no, you anyway. All roads lead through them guys. Period. I put in enough work. I done studied these guys. I done looked at them. I done watched them. I've been responsibly talking about them. So when I come out and say something about them, it's not just because it's an op of somebody or that's what's going on. That's not really what's going on. This is the guy this is the last guy. He's coming up. He's got to show what's going on. He's fighting on the same day. How about this? One of these guys fought today, but the other two guys fight on my mother's birthday, June 15th. How about that? 615. I play that number all the time. How about that for irony of life? It's just food for thought. But Noia fought already. The other two guys, they fight on 615. But I'm here. But that's really what's going on, man. This man done gained so many fans, and there are so many people that they changed their ways. Like now, it's supposed to be all this woe is me for Devin, and we supposed to be looking and praying. Like they still not taking any accountability for anything that Devin did. Nothing. Now it's all this black card stuff, and they want us to all be on the same shit of music. And I've never seen somebody celebrate. Y'all didn't see what just happened to Earl Spence? The people would shit on Earl Spence in one breath and then be crying for Devin in the next breath. I'm like, who raised you? I'm allergic. I can't get down. Like, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. So, look, I said, look, man, I got to get back in my bag. I'm going to be focused on what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing videos on what matters. And I think I've been pretty responsible with trying to tell y'all and keep y'all up to base with what's really been going on in the sport of boxing. Like the thing that you really need to be able to keep your eyes on. I heard today, like for the first time, I was seeing somebody in the comments saying, talking about, yo, you know Frank is really a 140 pounder. How long I've been saying that in these videos? I've been saying that's part of Frank's problem right there. He not fighting in the right weight class. So when everybody looking at De Los Santos, which I'm really looking at De Los Santos, like, man, De Los Santos, he's in my boxes to watch collection already. Why? Because he got cojones, man. He getting ready. Word on the curb. He going to go fight Gary Antoine Russell at 140. That's must see TV. That's why I didn't really see any difference with Frank Martin going to 140. Why? I think he'll have an advantage. Just like Mike Tyson, when you can get up under people, you can duck. Like, yeah, if somebody let somebody keep you on the end of your jab. But that's for the people that's not that athletic, who don't know how to move, who don't have no coordination. He should be fighting at 140. And I don't think Isaac Pitbull Cruz, I don't care what nobody say, Isaac Pitbull Cruz is not a 140 pounder. He's not. But that's my opinion. What I'm trying to tell y'all is that, man, Be careful out here online, man. Be responsible with the boxing talk, man. Do not allow people. I heard I can't stand when people, and that's what I'm gonna tell y'all. Like I started backing away from certain people, and I started one channel. I really stopped. I stopped going to this one channel, right? And naturally, I rock with them. Naturally, I do. But I stopped going to this one channel, man. When Sebastian Fundora actually won. And with like nothing to go by, like no reason at all, this channel started saying that he was cheating. Talking about having something in his gloves and all this kind of crazy shit. I was like, what? Like with no proof, like no, not like where did this come from? But I was like, man, I was in the comment section. This I was in the comments. I said, man, come on, man, we can't do that. I said, because the minute somebody say Tank doing that, then it's gonna be a whole goddamn frenzy. I said, we can't be putting these jackets on people who've never tested, and in the same breath be crying for Ryan. Talking about due process. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's the Wild Wild West in boxing. It's a good time in boxing, but you can get easily distracted. You can get easily led astray. You can get easily like ran amok in boxing right now. Keep your eyes focused. Listen to what people are telling you. Look at their example. Like, yeah, they might get you through the day. They might do this and this, that. But like, man, what is that when they ain't got no integrity? None. Tell me, oh, you wouldn't want somebody to accuse. Oh, you would want due process, wouldn't you? And then turn right around and be pointing and saying, like, anyway, it's cheating and doing all like. But I'm crazy. It's just like people who don't want to take accountability. Like, all they want to do, they want to speak and talk their points. They don't want to ever hear you and what you got to say. They don't ever want to go back and forth and have a real dialogue. So most of the time when people talking, it's just two monologues. One person talk, the other person wait till they stop talking and then they talk. That's not communication. Relationships don't work like that. And we gotta have a good relationship with the sport of boxing, meaning that we really gotta understand what's really going on. All these Frank Martin fans, they didn't come out of the woodworks. They are closeted Devin Haney fans. All these Shakur fans, they didn't come out of nowhere. They are closeted Devin Haney fans. T.O. fans are T.O. fans. Loma fans, a lot of them are closeted Devin Haney fans. Because they weren't appreciative. They didn't appreciate how everybody was really giving them an honest critique on how Devin Haney performed against Lomachenko. So they're mad. So they want to say, oh, well, Tank didn't do it, and that's their only, oh, Tank and Floyd, like, man, shut the hell up. Because when you look at the ages and the dates and the time, the same thing that they give Devin grace for not having to do because he's young, they slaughtering Tank every day for. Tank is a grown man now. Obviously, he's off the leash. He's been all out and about. He's been running around. He hasn't been free in a long time. I'm trying not to be so critical of the things that I see him doing when he's running around and doing what he's doing. I'm trying not to be. I'm like, he had an ankle bracelet on. He did some time. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do when it come down to Ryan. I even think that the whole way that he did Ryan, that aged so much, but the people got their heads so far up Devin Haney's ass, they can't even recognize that it was genius how Tank and them played Ryan. Why? Oh, yeah, we gonna make sure you on your P's and Q's. And I actually believe, because a lot of people they'll give you the side by side. They'll try to show you this and then show you that and show Ryan when he fought Devin and show Ryan when he fought Tank. And they say, oh, look at this one. Because the one that fought Tank was more slender and sleek and all that. No, he was in better shape. He was literally in better shape. He was more focused. Why? If I told your ass, all right, look, man, It's a room back there, and it's a 10 by 10, and it's gonna be a French poodle in there. You just gotta stay in there for you last a minute, we'll let you out. Then I tell you that it's one of them presser canarios or whatever you call them back there in that room, and you gotta last for 10 minutes. Which one you gonna be more focused for? Ryan had to be more focused. They just don't want to give Tank the respect of the IQ and that he's going to be able to get it done and he's going to make adjustments. And yeah, he might get hit. You know what I'm saying? We might see some shit. Like, he ain't been in the ring. Like, we don't know what we're going to see. We can try and predict and all this. And, like, just like I thought, anyway, we're going to get it done in the 4th round. If I would have put money down on it, I would have lost. He did it in the 6th. I happen to say that Tank was going to get rid of Rolly in the 6th. He did it in the 6th. Sometimes I'm a round or 2 off, but we can predict and think, and it sounds all cool, but we don't know at the end of the day. We don't know. We don't know what we're going to see. We just know that based on past experiences, based on things that they've shown us, the experiences and things, the tangible things, not the hearsay. Somebody was trying to argue me about what somebody said. What somebody said. Oh, he said. I said, man, like, let's stop with the he said stuff. Let's stop saying what this person said. Let's look at the windows of opportunity that these people had and why it didn't happen. Not what somebody said. People online say anything. Anything. We can't focus on what they said. We gotta look at the actions and the window of opportunities in the realm of capability. Like, because what I said, listen to what Devin Haney said when it came down to fighting Shakur Stevenson. He said, that's really not a fight that I'm in a rush to. They won't bring that up. They would never. This one right here, and I gotta play it because it's been a while, but they would never bring this up. But this is to let y'all know that I'll be having these sound bites. I'll be actually having these things to show and tell. But it's like, why keep bringing them up? These are stakes in the ground for me, and I want to let the people know who really rock with me, because I do body work, and this is the pulse of boxing. I want people to know that, hey man, this is a lot of times, man, this is where it be coming from. Listen to this. I got my, hold on, I had my Bluetooth on it. Listen to this.
I mean, Shakur's my boy. That's like me, Shakur. We talk like every other day. So, I'm not ducking or dodging nobody, but that's not somebody I'm just in a rush to get in the ring with.
So you'll hear something like that. Will he say that's not? Then you'll hear the recording where Shakur actually had them, where the whole infamous, if you ever get hot at 30, I'm ready to go at 40, bro. You'll hear all these things, and like right now, people are acting like that we should be up here singing Kumbaya, locking arms and elbows, doing candlelight vigils for the injustice of Devin Haney. I'm like, newsflash. And I'm gonna bring it full circle, and I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna bring it full circle. Reason why I talked about the battle rap is that I haven't all been following it all close like that, but I was listening to this guy called Angry Man, right? Beano Nation, Angry Man. And I was sitting there listening to him because it's like, okay, he talks about a lot of like social things and stuff that's going on with, you know, hip hop and all, like just the culture, basically, right? But I was listening to what he was saying. He was breaking down like the logic behind why people are picking Kendrick versus why people are picking Drake. And I'm like, yo, Rika, that's the same shit that's happening in boxing. Now that's rap. But this is boxing. But the mindsets of the people are still the same. Like the logic and the reasoning. Like they'll tell you, oh, it's no way you can say that. And then they'll like, it's like you need proof of everything that Tank Davis is doing and what he got. Like, oh, I need proof and all. He don't get no benefit of doubt. But then anything that Devin say, oh man, yeah, man, you gotta believe that. Oh, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? He gets all of it. It's just not boxing, y'all. So pay attention to these people that are talking about boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's people that moonlight boxing. Because even if I'm at work and I'm doing something, I could be doing a PM. I can have like a lot of time, my hearing protection is vital to these boardrooms. So I could be listening. I can sit down and listen to an interview while I work. I could sit down and listen and watch and do research and like I make it a point to be able to like make my time all of the time effective, whether it's while I'm driving, like when I'm, no matter what, I'm consuming and getting information and putting things together and putting the time in. People don't even put the time in. They microwave research. And y'all just like, oh, $5 because you cooking, man. Yeah, that's right. Devin is the best. It's like, okay, you feel good? When you find out that he's lacking in all the other categories, and when it comes to the top three, when it came down to the top three, he wasn't. Statistically, you could have did your research on that before the upset ever happened. Now, Ryan, he's in a tricky situation. Once everything come out and it's proven that whatever, I mean, he deserved whatever, good or bad, like however it was, like however it goes. But the only reason why Frank Martin gained 35,000 fans is because those are the Haney fans. And I'm not even going to tell y'all, like, really, that's just on this track, in this race. That's at the 35 race. No, a lot of Devin Haney's fans, now they became Liam Paro fans. A lot of these fans, they became Jerron Boots Ennis fans. All of a sudden. Oh man, why Boots, man? Like, come on, man. Why you want to see Devin fight Boots? Why? It's like, you know what I'm saying? There's no accountability, man. I can't be around. I can't really be associated with nobody that ain't got no accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fine where I'm at. I'm cool with growing at the rate that I'm growing and moving. Cool with doing the way I'm doing things the way I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to ruin it. One thing that I pride myself in is that I've been consistent with what I've been saying. You won't catch me really doing too much salacious. Like every now and again, I'll get hypercritical about a couple of boxers. It'll almost be like a purge session. But you can't, just because I be hypercritical, when I say stop me when I'm lying, nobody ever stopped me. Because I try to do right by these boxers, man. I just want us to go into this Tank and Frank fight, man. I hope Tank settle down a little bit, man. I hope we settle down, man. I don't like the whole running around and, the energy and all that. That's stuff that, that's stuff that I didn't like about Devin. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, I understand he free and he can do what he do. I don't like it. I don't like the running around. Just, you know what I'm saying? I like the press conference. I like selling the fight and all this. I hope he settles down. You know what I'm saying? I hope he settles down and focus. I already know that, I don't question what's going to happen when he get inside that ring. It's just, it's almost like Murphy's Law. Like, yeah, I believe in Murphy's Law. Yeah. If it can go wrong, it will. That makes you precautious. If it can go wrong, it will. It makes you prepared. It makes you calculated. It makes you turn it up and take, extensive measures to make sure you get certain things done and how you get it done. So I don't like a lot of the running around. I don't like a lot of the whole and attaching the headlines. Why? Because you know, everybody right now, what I'm seeing right now is that everybody's just picking a reason why they don't like Tank. It's, oh man, yeah, I don't like him, man. Yeah, I remember when he snatched his girl up back then, and yeah, I remember. Yeah, I don't like Tank, man, because he could have been for Devin Haney, man. He gonna wait till, you know. I don't like Tank Davis, man. I just don't like Tank Davis. Why is he picking Frank Martin? He could fight you. All of that, any dumbass reason they can come up with, whatever sound good, whatever they can regurgitate, just like, you know, because again, at 7-Eleven, I told y'all can get them dry ass hot dogs. Them dry ass hot dogs. So when I'm around somebody that been down to 7-Eleven, got one of them dry ass hot dogs, one of them old ass Jamaican beef patties, or one of them crusty ass pizza that been under the lights, or some of them hard ass wings that been under the lights that's gonna make your stomach do the Macarena when you eat it about 15 minutes later. When you come around me and you be burping that shit, I know you went down to 7-Eleven. I know what you got. I know why your breath smell like you've been down there fucking around with the 7-Eleven eating them dry ass hot dogs. These are fruits and veggies. Not that Reggie. Sergeant Poppy, your body work, salute. S.A. Killer Bees, Frenchy Gang, salute. I ain't seen you in a minute, S.A. Killer. GM, where them pay-per-view buys for Haney Garcia? I need to know. I still don't know, GM. I don't know. If I lean on your car, if my back pocket button scratch your shit up, what you doing? Body work, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, am I older, like right now at 43 years old, I'm like, man, what the hell going on with you? I'm gonna ask you like, man, goddamn, dude. You know, I used to kirk out for the littlest shit, man. I'm like, man, now you gotta look around, you gotta know your surroundings, you gotta know what's really going on, man. Like now, if you see somebody, it's different when you see somebody go out there, they just push their button and just, it's like, okay, all right. So ain't nothing to talk about. You got a purpose. I try to be reasonable. Any fans are Liam Powell fans and Frank Martin fans, all of a sudden, Haney's going to have a hard time finding an opponent, and it's not because they're afraid of him. Exactly. In his interviews, Frank Martin likes to bring street with boxing, lacking of intelligence and more. I don't even watch those gospel fake boxing channels anymore, a bunch of BS talk. It's getting bad, Arnaldo, and salute channel member Arnaldo, man. Salute, man, salute. Charlie Garcia, the problem is there are too many fanboys with no box. Exactly. Charlie, man, it's getting bad, dog. It's getting bad, man. It's like, you know, people put you in uncomfortable situations where it's like, I really don't be wanting my back against the wall. It's like, I'm not going to change who I am, man. I'm not going to act like I don't know what I don't know, man. And like, I'm not going to just let anything just skate by. And, you know, it's like, no, man. No. Time is money, man. Even if I ain't out making money, my time is valuable. I don't know. We don't know how many minutes, how many breaths we got left. Like, man, I'm not wasting my time sitting around. You know, it's fanboys. I told y'all what that incident, like, but no, it was no outrage. This is what I'm trying to say. And I know this ain't gonna get a lot of likes, clicks, and views. These kind of messages, they don't get the super chats. They don't get all of that. But then you get a whole bunch of, yeah, he whooped his ass and he show 1,000 sparring footage. They just donating all goddamn day, every day. I told y'all them dry ass hot dogs from, people love them hot dogs from 7-Eleven. If I was thirsty and fucking hungry and I didn't have nothing else to eat and couldn't get nothing else, I would love them too. But since I know better, I do better. You just giving them boxing clown channel something to gossip about, all media BS, yeah. It's obvious if Devin wanted to drop Ryan that many times, that negative drug test would never pop up out of the blue. Very suspicious. It's very suspicious, man. The whole ordeal is just crazy. They say the same thing about Matias. Then I wonder, how is it that he's a champ than if he hasn't fought anyone? Exactly. It's a double standard, Charlie. But that's why y'all gotta say something, man. Y'all gotta speak on these other channels, man. Because they're minions, the people that go around burping out that fucking dry ass piece and them nasty ass, stanky ass wings and all that, burping that on all these other channels. Nobody checks them. So when somebody go to actually check them, they get offended like, oh, how dare you be able to talk the truth to me? It's like, no, like, man, what the fuck are you on? It's boxing knockdowns happen. Angelina, salute. Get knockdowns isn't anything to feel ashamed about. It's when you get up. Yeah, like it's boxing, knockdowns happen. That's what Angelina said. It's boxing, knockdowns happen. Exactly. Like, I heard some of the dumbest shit, man. It's like when you go to say something, it's not even worth arguing or putting your 2 cents. That's why I'm a voyeur. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a voyeur in a lot of places. I'll go and I'll look, but it's like, man, why even try to? It's almost like, why even try to straighten somebody out now? Like, why even try to pull somebody's coattail? It's everybody. It's a lot of people that program. I just appreciate the people that come rock with me, who have an open mind. You don't have to agree. I like the people who come in and say, oh no, I think this, and oh no, I think that, and like, yeah, it's like, cool, you bringing some kind of logic, some kind of sound reasoning, but when you really break these people down, the ones that have all the opportunity, the ones that have all the influence, it's just like everybody sipping the Kool-Aid. And that's very dangerous. Y'all know where it's sipping the Kool-Aid. Y'all know where that came from, right? Y'all know when there's a whole bunch of people that sipped that Kool-Aid. And that was the last time they ever was able to Kool-Aid sip, right? Keeping it honest, humble will take you far. A lot of people just like boxing clown channels, and those channels don't educate people about boxing. Like, I really be hoping y'all walk away with something and thinking like, dang, man, he right. Or, dang, man, I ain't never look at it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because just like in relationships. Just like in relationships. In relationships, if that's all you, if that's it, it ain't gonna last. But if this is always, so a lot of people get online and that's all it is. And it ain't none of, well, the perfect matches. It's a balance. And a lot of y'all just getting, and ain't none of this going on, man. It just, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying, man. Bodywork Boxing, the true monster of boxing content. I appreciate that. Salute Bodywork. Salute Angelina. Hector Tapia, salute. And Arnaldo Nieves, I had shouted you out, my channel member, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate all of y'all. The greatest was in the building. Takeover Thursdays, GM. Good to see you, GM. Then you got my message, GM. I think you know. I think you on to me, GM. I think you know what I'm talking about, man. When I was talking about the GC and the BC, you feel me? I think you starting to put it together, man. I think you are, man. But you know, eat the fish and spit out the bones, man. Eat the fish and spit out the bones, man. I'm just trying to put everybody up on game. I'm one of them people. It's kind of sad, man. I had to get away from actually doing this. I'm one of them people that cannot learn something that I know that's not only beneficial for me, and not like right away go share. Like, you know how when you something happen, you figure something out, and you just can't wait. Like, oh, man, you know you can go. I mean, all you need to do is, I'm one of them people. Can't do that everywhere, man. You cannot do that everywhere. They will use you up. Irvin Torres was in the building, salute. But I appreciate y'all for showing up. Too many posing as boxing fans talking out there. Yeah, but I mean, you know, you really see that it's really a social club, man. So it's like, you know, that's what kind of relieved me when I know that people, man, people just like to hang out. They like people's personality, they like the charisma, and like I said, a lot of people come online looking for a father figure or uncle. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people out here that didn't have uncles, you know, didn't have fathers, you know, so they come online looking for that, you know, in what they can't get somewhere else. That's the only thing I can really imagine. But when it comes down to the straight up boxing talk, I'm gonna do that body work. But I appreciate y'all, man. You know, I love and appreciate all of y'all, man. Support the channel. Share the videos, like the videos if you can. You know, support the channel, man. Support the channel like these other idiots support their channels, man. Because it's smack in the face when they actually loot, rob, pillar, and plunder, and they get paid for the fruits of somebody else's labor. That's not right. That's not right. You know, I'm maintaining, and I don't do this for the bread, but you know what I'm saying? Support the channel. Even if it's just telling your mans, hey, man, hey, holla at my man. He be cooking. Holla at my man. If you want that real raw boxing talk, them fruits and veggies, not that Reggie, that fact-based content, not that opinion-based, holla at body work. He got you. Dope visuals, he put something into it. It's kind of like gourmet. It's something different than what everybody else saying, but it's just an alternative to what everybody is saying. I'm not saying don't agree. I'm not saying don't have your opinion. I'm not saying don't have your favorites or hang out. This is the alternative. That's all I'm saying. But I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.